I had a really nice coffee catch up with a bride looking to get married in 2023 yesterday. Morning, Vicky, if you're watching. And that was one thing that we came out of it, is we were talking about sort of budget and how much will it all cost? How much will that outdoor wedding cost? Now, I'll give you a little analogy. We bought a bungalow end of, not last year, the year before, so we've been in it just over a year now, and we love it. It's our dream, but it needs quite a lot of work doing to it. Like, we've done the kitchen, so I always stand in here, make sure you see the nicer bits, but we've got bits that sort of 1930s and still needs quite a bit of attention to it. So we've been in conversation with architects about what it's going to cost to effectively build the dream. And one question they asked me was, well, what's your budget? And it's like, I don't know, actually. I was like, I just want to know what it's going to cost, so that then I can work out whether I can afford it, or what I can kind of maybe have now and decide upon later, so that it's not just a 1-2 year project. Actually, potentially it's longer, and it's a little bit like wedding planning, and that's where I'm going with this. So if you are planning your wedding, you're in that sort of early stages and you're doing your research and looking around, my advice is go and plan the dream. Go find out what your dream wedding will cost. It might be more than you thought, it might be less than you thought, but you're never going to know until you go out there and kind of plan it. And when I say plan it, I mean on paper, obviously. Go talk to those suppliers that you've been following on Instagram, that you've loved for a little bit of time now. Go have those conversations with them. You can get that information then into your spreadsheets, and it's like, build the dream. And then what you've got to do, I would say next step is, well, can you afford that? So it's having conversation with family. Are they contributing towards the wedding in any which way? So let's say, for example, that number's £30,000 for the whole dream wedding. If family are contributing 10,000, for example, it might be that you've got 5,000 saved, and then you've kind of got that chunk of £15,000. You don't have to have that now, obviously, but the question is, how long would it take you to kind of get to that point? Now, when you're planning a wedding, you don't have to have that money in the bank now, because if you're planning sort of 1-2 years time, it's looking at, right, well, can I save that £1,500 a month? Can I save that £1,000 a month, that £500 a month? Like, what's the number that you can save together? If there was maybe even some sort of cutback slightly, not so many nights out, not that we're having any at the moment, but you know, what is that number that you can save? And how long would it take you to get to that dream? And if it's kind of like, well, the dream wedding's in 10 years time, obviously that's not going to work. That's not working for anybody, is it? But if it's in sort of 1-2 years that you can reach that mark, then, you know, go for it, amazing. But if you're a bit shy and actually it's kind of not hitting the mark, then it's looking at, right, okay, well, what can we take out of the dream? What can we sort of compromise on a little bit? What are the really would likes but not essentials? And it could be that, no one's saying you can't have them, but you might decide on them at a later date. You never know. You might find that you get a pay rise at work, and actually you can put a bit more money in the pot, and then that allows you to have that, you know, extra tier on your wedding cake, or whatever it might be. So have fun with it, and go and plan your dream day. Go speak to those suppliers that you've been sort of following for some time, and that you kind of appreciate their work style. It aligns with the dream that you're looking to create, and go and find out what that's going to cost, because you never know, you really might be surprised with it. And then it's looking at putting those sort of numbers into the machine and crunching, right, how can we make this work? Is there compromise, or actually we're having the day that we want? There we go. My tips for sort of moving forward on planning your own wedding and getting started with it all. Have fun with it, and go and see what that looks like. And you might find that actually there's things that you thought were important, and it turns out they're not that important. And to help you with budget planning as well, with anything, is guest lists. So another thing that's going to help you is guest lists, because it might be that, say for example, catering is £50 a head, £90 a head. You know, your daytime numbers, for example, if you're catering for 50 guests or 150, you know, that could be a chunk of things. So really work out your guest list, and if they are absolutely on that A list of wanting to be there with you. Anyway, enough of me talking. Go have fun, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.